So the owners, everybody was criticised for failing to act on increasing warning signs of institutional abuse. And it is interesting, this concept of institutional abuse, and we need to explore that more. Again, we're talking about it today, but it is that collusive complacency about standards of care and quality that can sink us all if we actually maybe come into somewhere with higher standards and we allow them to be dragged down because nobody else seems to think that what's around us is a problem, or they're not brave enough to signal it. So the national response, CQC undertook 145 reviews. A health review was undertaken by the SHA. The serious case review was commissioned, and we're going to hear about that later. There's a Department of Health interim report, and we're waiting for the full report to come out. And obviously, this isn't a one-off about Winterbourne. We'll be doing a lot from the discussions today, as Carol says, taking it into the Safeguarding Board and doing more work on it. We talked a lot about this. Only local action can guarantee good practice, stop abuse and transform local services. And it is about getting that commissioning right. Getting the regulation right is great as well, but it's almost too late. We've got to get the commissioning right. We've got to be clear what is it we're trying to achieve for people with a learning disability in Surrey, and getting everybody who's providing services to know that and step up to that standard. Just going to whiz through these. I mean, it's a bit of what we've already been talking about, the commissioning capacity and capability. And actually, I'm really pleased with the way that the CCGs in Surrey are getting to grips with the responsibility that they now have for commissioning services, and working very, very well with the local authority to make sure that we get commissioning right going forward. So the idea that it's all going to fall apart in the NHS, I don't subscribe to. I think we're well on the way to a good and different future. Improving the quality of services that empower people to have choice and control, and that's real communication. Although in that film, I don't think that particular man with a learning disability was in the least way not clear about saying no when he didn't want something to happen. Clarifying roles and responsibilities, promoting innovation and positive behavioural support, reducing the use of restraint to a last resort. And we may have got into a bit of habit in that in the way that we commission. I've seen packages with 4-to-1 care. That makes me wonder what is going on there, and establishing the right information to enable local commissioning to benchmark. And that's a really important issue for us in Surrey, because we do have such a large population of people with a learning disability. It's incumbent on us to be some of the leaders in the field in terms of the types of way that we deliver services, the quality, the creativity and the standard of those. And we ought to be setting that benchmark for others to aspire to. And who is responding? We're all responding. We're all here, members of the Safeguarding Board, council members, loads of people that I know from health, social services, voluntary sector, private sector, and carers. And absolutely, we mustn't be complacent. And as we go through the day, I just want that film to replay in our minds, so we're absolutely clear what we're trying to avoid happening here in Surrey. Thank you.